love hotels with character and personality. So when we found out about Hotel Katajanokka, a former prison turned to a luxury hotel, it sounded like the perfect match for us. Prison was built in 1887 and it operated as a prison until 2002 before reopening as a beautiful restored 4-star hotel in 2007. Even before stepping inside, the huge stone walls made it clear that this was no ordinary hotel. It was immediately clear what the building used to be, except now you could just walk right in without guard watching you. The reception and the lounge area was fairly standard, though a bit small, but once we wandered further inside, the building's history became much more evident. A few original jail cells were left to remind people of hotel's less luxurious past. Don't be afraid, you won't be spending your nights in these. We booked a one-night Christmas package which included a festive dinner, a guided tour of the prison, and since the hotel has its own chapel, we also attended Christmas Eve Mass. The building's Philadelphia-style prison layout is still intact. The same layout you've probably seen in countless prison films. That said, the hotel has been fully transformed. Rooms are modern and comfortable, just like you'd expect from any good 4- or 5-star property, but sprinkled with subtle design notes to its history, from iron fixtures to framed keys. It's part of what makes the stay so special. The hotel is, in itself, a Helsinki landmark. Staying here feels a bit like sleeping in a tourist attraction in its own right. We had read that many standard rooms have high-set windows, a leftover from the prison days, making it hard to actually see outside. So we upgraded to a superior room and requested one on the top floor with large windows. Our request was honored and we were given a view of the prison courtyard. Not the most spectacular scenery, but in this setting it was a small luxury which not all of the rooms had. If you want a view, definitely ask in advance. The room itself was modern, decorated with tasteful touches, like framed old prison keys to hint at its history. We weren't sure if this upgrade, confirmed only the day before, would include a bathtub, but to our delight, it did, complete with a bottle of bath foam. The room itself was spotless, but what impressed us most was how peaceful it was. Thick stone walls from the prison days kept all outside noise at bay, helping us to sleep our night peacefully. It was one of the quietest hotel nights we've ever had. Of course, room had all the important amenities as expected in a quality hotel like this. Coffee capsule machine, mini fridge, bathrobe, slippers, quality toiletries, and shots. Room had 65-inch TV, but unfortunately, we couldn't get Chromecast to work. This has become something of a tradition for us. We've run into this same issue in countless of hotels. Usually we find a way to fix it, but this time we couldn't. Still, the way the staff handled it was exceptional. They immediately offered to move us or let us use another room to watch TV. My wife decided it wasn't worth the hassle, but the front desk agent refused to give up. Even on a Christmas Eve, she tried contacting tech support before eventually admitting it couldn't be fixed for tonight. She then asked if there was anything else she could do for us. I requested a long drink. My wife asked for an apple juice, and both promptly arrived with a smile. Her persistence, kindness, and genuine care were A+ service. Gym is small but surprisingly well equipped, including heavier dumbbells, which I always appreciate, and a wide range of machines. In fact, most of the equipment I normally use at my home gym was available here, which was a nice surprise. I've stayed at hotels where gyms have plenty of space, but very few machines. Here, it was the opposite. Every corner was filled with weights and equipment, making good use of the compact space. Despite its size, I was able to stick to my usual workout routine. Christmas dinner was served in the hotel's beautifully decorated cellar restaurant, and it was nothing short of magical. The space radiated festive charm, soft warm lighting, tasteful holiday decorations, and joyful Christmas songs drifting from the speakers all came together to create a wonderfully cozy atmosphere. The staff went out of their way to make sure every guest's requests were met, adding to the feeling of celebration. The food was outstanding. Appetizers were laid out buffet style, each dish fresh, flavorful, and impossible to resist. It felt like every Finnish Christmas classic was represented, from savory to sweet. For the main course, we chose perfectly cooked steak, so good I can almost taste it even now, years later. Dessert was another buffet spread, this time filled with an array of sweets and delicate pastries that made it impossible to choose just one. It was everything we could have wished for and more. Truly one of the highlights of our stay. Later that night, after our wonderful Christmas dinner, we joined the Christmas Eve Mass held in the hotel's chapel. A truly unique experience, as very few hotels in the world can claim to have one. When the former prison was transformed into Hotel Katajanokka, the chapel was lovingly preserved. Today it's used for special occasions like the Christmas Eve Mass, and it can also be rented for private events such as weddings. It's open to all hotel guests, so if you're staying here, you're welcome to step inside and take a look. Sometimes we all need a quiet moment to pause and reflect, and there's no better place for that than sitting in the serene, historic atmosphere of this beautiful chapel. The buffet was fairly varied, and everything was fresh and well chosen. You could order omelets directly from the chef, which is always a plus. The tea selection was surprisingly varied, and my wife especially loved the gingerbread tea. As it was Christmas, there was seasonal treats like Christmas tarts and rice porridge. The coffee machine wasn't working, but the staff quickly heated milk so I could still have my cappuccino. The atmosphere at breakfast was warm and welcoming. I heard staff greeting guests and joking with them, making everyone feel like at home. After breakfast, we enjoyed complimentary glöggi and gingerbread in the cozy lounge bar. It was, all in all, a great start for a new day. Conclusion. This was a wonderful stay, and the staff deserved the highest praise. We've stayed in dozens of hotels, and service-wise, this was among the very best. Every staff member we met made us feel genuinely welcome. Before leaving, we joined the complimentary tour included in the Christmas package. It was both informative and entertaining. Our guide was full of fun stories and made us laugh countless times. Hotel Katajanokka is modern and comfortable, but retains enough historical touches to set it apart from your standard business hotel. There aren't many prison-themed hotels in the world, which makes it a sight of its own when staying in Helsinki. Tram stop is just steps away from the entrance, and the city center is a short ride away. While the room itself might not have been the most luxurious we've ever stayed in, it was still modern, peaceful, and everything we could have asked for. It was truly one of a kind experience, and taking the Christmas package made it even more special. I can only praise our dinner experience in the beautiful old cellar restaurant, where the stone walls and soft glow of the candlelight wrapped the space in Christmas warmth. Festive scents filled the air, and every bite of the traditional Finnish Christmas dishes, from savory classics to sweet holiday treats, was pure delight. At checkout, we were told our superior room upgrade would be free because of the Chromecast issue. That thoughtful gesture summed up our entire experience. Attentive, generous service that goes beyond expectations. Hotel Katajanokka is more than just a place to sleep. It's an experience. I can wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone visiting Helsinki, especially if you want to stay in a hotel that's unique, memorable, and full of character.